Hello again. It's your boy, your man, a you are. I will be talking about certain topics in culture, and this culture topics is going to go a bit of series, and we're going to open our eyes to the things that we actually want to see as a cultural people. Some people say the white folks are taking culture away from the black. No. Education and religion, some says, have taken culture away from us. And that shouldn't be so. Education should stand on its own. Religion should stand on its own. To me, I feel religion and education should modify culture. If you look at the Bible has a culture similar to that of the African culture. Education, it's a different thing because we believe, those of us in Africa will believe that education is it's coming from the Western world. So that's why we call that a Western education. So Western education is like a Western culture in their teaching. So even if they're teaching you English or science or management or what have you, they have their culture in their education. So their culture should modify our culture, not we losing our total culture, Okay, I'm gonna start with I'm gonna start with language. Language is supposed to be an identity. Your language is supposed to be something one can identify you with. Yeah, we know English has been like a universal language that everyone have to imbibe because we need one common language to communicate in the world, because it will be confusing if I'm speaking my language and I decide to go to other country and I want people to understand me and I'm speaking my language. It's weird. It's really unacceptable because there will be kind of confusion. And so I think the English has done well to get into every nations in the world where English has become like a universal language or an accepted or acceptable language for business and for so many other things. And so I feel English has done well, or the English people have done well. So it's a universal language. But what we should be doing in other parts of the nation is we shouldn't allow Western education or religion should affect our culture. Preserving culture is one thing I don't negotiate with. I'm on my uniform, yeah, but if you see me on the other day, if I'm not going to places where I need to be officially accepted, where I put on my suit, I always like to be dressed or seen in my traditional attire. And that's to tell people, this is me. But I'm still going there. So let's go language. It's annoying when you see a typical African children and they find it difficult to speak their dialect. Even though they live in Europe, or some of them who lives in their country, they can't actually speak their language. It's particularly annoying. And so what I'm imploring everyone to do is start speaking your language to your children at the day one, because they get used to it. Because it's obvious that your children will definitely learn the general language, which is English. If you're living in France or Belgium or those French countries, it's normal that they're going to speak French. So how you're going to help them is to start speaking the language from day one. I have issues because my parents are two different people coming together. So my mom tried to get into the language of her husband, and so she'll learn this language. If my mom never learned that language, we will eventually start speaking my mom's language. But the good thing is, she learned the language, so she taught us both language. So we could speak Yoruba, we could speak a bit of French, and understand Shekwi perfectly. So English is an official language in Nigeria, so everyone speaks English. So that helps. But it wasn't that too great because we speak more of our own language than our father's language, and it shouldn't be so. So I'm going to throw these questions. What do you think those of us growing up will do to help build our culture in language? We'll take up the next topic, and which is going to be food. But let's talk about language, how we're going to help our new generation to build up our cultural language in our children, because we don't want to fade away our culture. Language is one big thing we shouldn't let anyone steal from us, like you said. But I don't believe anyone will steal it, because I've seen some groups in Nigeria like Igbo. There's nowhere on earth you'll find an Igbo man, an Igbo woman. The children speak their language. If they can't speak very well, they understand every bit of what they say. But Yoruba's a bit good, but some of them are not doing well. I've seen from my own observation, some people from my part of Delta, they're trying, but not enough. So what do you think that we can do to make our children gain or learn this language, that we don't lose it because of where we find ourselves? An Englishman, I know, there's no way an Englishman goes to anywhere in the world. The English accent remains in their mouth. Somehow, I don't know how to do it, but they don't lose their English accent. Even the French people, no matter where they find themselves, they don't lose their French accent. They don't even lose the language. They keep it. So we should be keeping that. And how do we keep it? So I'm throwing my questions online. So give me a comment on my video, and let's crack the topic up, and we will continue from there. Thank you. My name still remains Eyiwanega Malemi. Or better still, we will talk about names. Ciao.